Hello, it's me. I'm back. Another day, another me, and new video of me. We're talking about creative surrender today. What is creative surrender is probably pretty much whatever I've been talking about for the past couple of days. So I hope you're not tired of me saying a couple of things that been said and probably that I repeated again, but different angles, different approaches, even if you hear that many times. It's like reading a Bible so many times that every single time it's just a new light and new angle. So it's the same thing here. You are surrendering to God is the key to say yes to the invitation, first of all, and to stop relying on your own vision, your own way of living life, whatever you want to create, whatever you want to produce out there. Because you can be really inspired by your own thoughts, but there's always going to be a ceiling. You're never going to go past a certain point. Never, whatever you do. When you start surrendering, you start opening yourself to bigger ideas, to more powerful ideas, because they're not coming from you, they're coming from somebody that is a lot bigger than you because it's your creator, God, just say. And that's the beauty of it. It's easy to let go of that pressure of making it good, of making it perfect, and having all of that on your shoulders. When you want to start planning a wedding, for example, and you start relying on yourself, you are gonna die and cry at some point, because you're gonna then realize that there are so many steps that you need to get through to make it beautiful. So you need to invite other experts. You need to have a DJ in place. You need to have a wedding planner. You need to have somebody that designed the dress. You need to have every member that has that expertise. How much more when it's something that is bigger than you, when it comes to the will of the Lord for you in your own life? That's a very difficult challenge when you want to do that and just do that yourself. It's so big. It's a serious business. When you let go of the pressure, you let go of all the external pressure, your parents, the society, your husband, your dog, I don't know who. This is where you start having that peace and an alignment and clarity that you're never going to get otherwise. And when you start trusting God's timing is the best time ever. When you think about Jesus in the Bible, when they had one fish, one loaf to feed an entire group of people coming there, and Jesus was able to multiply for enough people to eat and even more. That's a point for you to understand that when you start relying on Jesus first, you have your gift multiplied by infinite. It's powerful to such level. Nobody will never understand that. Nobody. You can work as much as you want into developing, creating your channel. You're always going to have a certain point where you're going to be fed up with your own ideas, being tired, having burnouts, because you're always going to rely on yourself having ideas. And that's why it's so important to take breaks. That's why it's so important to have those silence and go back to the Lord, go back to what He wants from you. Ask, pray on it, right? Pray before being in front of the camera, because sometimes you have your own ideas. You have a plan, you have a list, and it just doesn't work like that. The plan is going to change. The same thing that I have here, even when I use something like ChatGPT to inspire myself to have a couple of topics and to talk about things, even if I have the key points and the bullet points, when I come here and I pray before and I ask the Holy Spirit to guide me, there's a lot of things that I'm going to change just by speaking about it. Things are going to come naturally. Stories are going to come naturally. Ideas are going to come naturally in the middle of me filming. And sometimes, even if it doesn't make sense, you just say and share it, because you know it's going to touch somebody out there, because it's not coming from you, it's coming from the Lord. Even if you don't understand very much the feeling, you just let it go. There's so many times when I have a topic, have an inspiration, and then I start writing about it, nothing comes. And then I have other ideas, and then I start writing about it, and then I have so many thoughts coming up. It's crazy. This one video that I did before, I think it was related to the faith and the belief that you probably already watched. And if you haven't, what are you doing? Just do it. And this video, I kid you not, when I was writing it and I was having the key points, the bullet points, has so many ideas coming out. I couldn't even help myself to write so many things at the same time because it was just coming at an insane speed and almost at the same time. And I was trying to make sense of everything that was just coming through my mind. I was like, okay, it's just, I'm not going to be able to keep up with it. There was so many things. And then I was writing, and then it's when I started speaking that all the ideas that I had before changed. I started speaking, and I had other ways of coming up to the topics. And then I let it go. I was like, okay, fine. Let's just do it like that. It might not be perfect. I might not have said it the way that I was supposed to say it, but that's fine. Because I'm just relying on him and be like, okay, if you want me to go there, let's go there. And sometimes you're going to make mistakes. Sometimes you're going to have to mess up and then go back at it and then correct yourself again and do other videos after that to correct yourself. And it's a practice. It's a way to perfecting yourself. So don't make it too serious. Let it go. One of my principles, why so serious? It's a way to live sometimes. You have to be fun in your way of coming up at things. And even me, sometimes I find myself being too serious. Sometimes. But when I start to let myself go, this is when I even find the fun in it. Another practical tip that I would share is to always pray before being on camera. Because you're asking the Holy Spirit, you're asking the Lord, you're asking Mary, you're asking your guardian angel, you're asking all of those to protect you, to guide you, to inspire you. And they're going to be there for you all the time. So having your prayer before, asking the Holy Spirit something very quick that you can do is going to be helpful so much more. And one thing that I started doing more recently, it's been a couple of months now, I started to go to adoration more. And at the beginning, I was feeling the need of always speaking. You have the silence, and then when it comes to the moment of the adoration, you feel like you need to speak because you feel like if you don't speak, there's going to be the silence. So you need to do the talk, pretty much. You're going to talk about all the needs you have, all the desires you have, all the goals you have, his help, his love, and everything that you're going through, which is normal. And then you're going to forget the second part, which is to listen to him. That's hard. That's hard for a lot of people. That's even hard for me. Where I always feel the need to speak. I always feel the need to speak to fill up that silence. Because at the same time, I don't want necessarily to hear the feedback, even if I want to hear the feedback. But I want to hear the feedback my own way. And this is where the challenge lies. Because when you're starting to trust him, you need to be able to listen to him and listen to everything he's going to say to you. Even when sometimes it doesn't make sense and you don't necessarily agree with it. There's a couple of things that I've started to realize that maybe I needed to change a couple of things. And at the beginning, I was definitely resistant. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. And when I started saying yes first, at the beginning, a lot of things started to happen, but very much slowly, step by step. And one thing that really changed probably a lot in my spiritual life is the adoration. Because every time that I get out of adoration, the first thing is that I feel at peace. This is the first thing. I feel like I'm in a cloud, like I'm so light. I feel so light. Now the exercise that I'm doing when I go to adoration is to start exercising that silence and really starting to listen to him more than me speaking. I have my point where I'm going to speak a lot, and then I'm going to have to force myself to be silent and good with the silence of it. And this is how you're going to start hearing more. You're going to start hearing the little things, the little conviction in your heart, because they are so subtle, so subtle. That's why you need to have those silent moments. So for me, it's been the key, a total difference in my life. And one of the things is to start having more of those silent moments. So everything that has to do with social media and watching content and watching videos is good because you learn from people. But when you start to overdo it, you are killing the part of you being creative and being creative for the Lord and forgetting what He wants from you because you're distracting yourself by the video that you're watching, even if they're good videos. So what I started to do is really little by little cutting off the time that I spend on social media. And Hallow is an amazing app. I talked about it already. Not only a lot of prayers, but a lot of ways of living your spiritual life and your relationship with the Lord. One training in particular was the digital detox. I recently started it. I'm not necessarily too good at it, but this is where I started learning how to cut off my dependence to social media. And what I do now is to change from being always on social media to read more. It would be the Bible or it would be any book. But the practice here is to start cutting off that time. And the more you're going to do that, the more you're going to find the silence in your life and starting to listen to the Lord even more. And it's hard because we are so connected to social media. We are so connected to our phones. We are so connected to technology. I live with my phone all the time. I need my phone for pretty much anything and everything, or I justify myself to need it for everything and anything. When in reality, I don't need it for too much. I can put that aside and still live a normal day, or at least normal hours, without feeling the need. But because of that dependence with social media, I'm not enough in my own moments and my own bubble with the Lord to start experiencing and just listening to whatever He wants to say to me. I'm working hard on it. It's not easy. You have those days when you're just falling into the trap because you're too tired and you're just like, oh, who cares? I can do that tomorrow. It's a lifestyle that you have to start creating around you. Couple of things that you're going to have to change just bit by bit. It doesn't have to be drastic. Things that I started doing, but it's a long time ago. I'm cutting off all notifications. So everything from social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all those things where when somebody just publish a video, you have a notification. I got rid of it ages ago. So I hardly have any notifications, if not for WhatsApp for my family. And I find more peace. I'm feeling less anxious. And I have more time to focus on myself and those thoughts and having that relationship and those moments to even think about being silent with the Lord. That's definitely something that's going to help you to find and create that space with the Lord and to start surrendering, but step by step. Because the more it's going to be drastic, the less you're going to be able to have a solid way of keeping it. You need to start seeing into your life what works and what doesn't work and what you can test on. Adoration for me, it's been a big game changer. Going to more than once mass, at least find a way during the week to do that, biggest game changer for me. Doing the rosary every day, going to confession is another way to surrendering more. Because when you start confessing, you start to be more clear into what you need to change more. Because you start observing yourself. You think about the commandments, your obedience, what you do right, what you do wrong, and the grace of the Lord. Having a strong relationship with Mary is another big game changer for me. And for any Christian Protestant out there that have any reaction towards Mary when we think and pray Mary like Catholics do, having a rosary is going to be very helpful because it helps so much. Recognizing the mother of the Lord, the mother of Jesus, and having her into your corner gets through the Lord such in a beautiful and profound way because her life, it's a lifestyle to have for anybody out there. The patience, all that softness, the virtue that she had, it's something that every woman needs to have out there. And surround yourself with honestly Christian creators that you can trust. Have Matt Fradd, Find to That Queeners. Lila Rose, that Black Catholic chick, Trent Horn, those are big, big personals on social media. But again, you have to consume social media, but find a balance with you in your own relationship with the Lord, because that's going to be the most important thing, not necessarily what everybody is going to say out there. That's something I wanted to share. I hope it helped you all into the surrendering of the Lord, that relationship with the Lord that gets you to be more creative, that gets you to be more confident, and really find a fun in it, right? Find a peace and enjoying being that tool for the Lord. I hope you liked it. Now tell me what in your life makes it challenging for you to surrender, because it's hard. We all have different life experiences, and that definitely gets us to not necessarily trust the Lord that much and surrendering that way because of everything that we've seen out there. But it's a healing process too, and it's going to be the best healing process that you're really going to go through and the best journey that you're going to have. So let me know what are your challenges. I'm going to see you for my next video. Like I say all the time, keep smiling because it's free and contagious in a good way. Bye.